Hello, Friendship Village residents and staff. My name is Chris Sargent, and I'm the CEO for United Way. I wish I could be with you in person, not only to see your smiling faces, but quite frankly, you have some great food there that I've benefited from, so I appreciate that. But unfortunately, due to COVID, for your safety and ours, we're coming to you in this virtual way through video. But I'm there with you in spirit, and I want to share a little bit of information with you today about the generous support that you give to United Way and the impact that we're able to have from that experience. First of all, let me highlight that last year, thanks to the leadership of folks like Kit, Marty, Faye, and Ken and the staff at Friendship Village, we were able to raise over $18,000 for United Way during the campaign. That's a significant amount, and your generosity is phenomenal. And I'm sure you want to know, so what do we do with those resources? How did we make an impact in our community in a positive way? And so I'm just going to highlight the last 5 to 6 months in this COVID environment that we've been experiencing since March, just to articulate some of the ways that we're able to use those resources and thousands of other donors like you who gave to United Way to make a difference in their community. So for example, our disaster relief fund, which we activated when COVID-19 first started earlier this year, raised over $1.7 million collectively to support vulnerable children and families in the region. We focused on things like basic needs, so ensuring that people had access to food, seniors had meals delivered at their homes, people had shelter, their utilities continued to be on, and they made sure that rents could be covered. We also supported childcare for our essential workers so that they could go to work and their children could be in safe and productive environments. We gave to dozens of nonprofit organizations here in Kalamazoo County, supporting those programs that we would all want to see in terms of a safety net and basic needs to make sure that our friends and community members were fully supported. One thing that we've always benefited from is our partnership with the Kalamazoo Community Foundation. So our teams came together to pool resources and to invest in those programs that I mentioned earlier to really ensure that our children and families were well supported. We've been doing that not only for 6 months, but we've been doing it for almost 100 years. That's the value of United Way, to respond in crises like we are in today, but also to look at the long-term health and well-being of the community. One unique thing that we did in partnership with the City of Kalamazoo over the last 6 months is also support our small business community. Thanks to the investment from the City of Kalamazoo and the Foundation for Excellence, we've been able to grant out and loan out over $1.8 million in the community for our small businesses. That's going to help ensure that they can get through this global pandemic, as well as thrive beyond it, to make sure that our small business community, our restaurants, our shops, and our service centers can be vibrant even after this COVID outbreak. It's those kind of examples as to why your investment in United Way is so important to help businesses and community members get through these challenging times. Speaking of challenging times, I'm sure we're all seeing in community some of the issues associated with equity and protests and outbreaks that are occurring in our community. United Way is very focused on creating a community of inclusion and equity for all. We know that some of our people of color are not experiencing the same outcomes as everybody else. They have greater disparities. We recently released a report last week that talked about our Alice Black families and how they are impacted at a greater level during this global pandemic. Typically, about 40% of our community is what we call Alice. They are asset limited, income constrained, employed. These are our working families, working hard but struggling every month to put basic needs into their household, to meet their monthly household budgets. What we know is while the community level is about 40% of people fall at or below that threshold, meaning they're struggling to put their basic needs together every month and meet their household budgets, for Black families, it's 63%. So those disparities and inequities are something that United Way is seeking to address to make sure that everybody in our community has the supports and resources necessary to thrive. We care about all people in our community, especially our people of color who experience different outcomes and disparities, and we care about equity and inclusion and our intentional efforts around those issues. And so part of the reason why I'm coming to you today is to thank you for your generous support in the past, to highlight the work that we've been doing and continue to do in community with our nonprofit partners, other funders and resources, and leveraging as much support as we can to make sure that we can get through not only the COVID pandemic, but also to rise out of that and to be successful long term. So I'm coming to you today as individuals who share in that aspiration of supporting community just like I do. I'm asking you to continue to think about giving to United Way as a part of this year's campaign so we can continue to lead around key issues in our community. And I know that together, our financial support and our care for this community will continue to have Kalamazoo be the community that we're both proud of and that we can be excited about its future. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the time to be able to share a message with you, and I'll look forward to doing it in person sometime soon.